What's up, peeps? It's me. I'm back. I hope everybody's doing well. I hope everybody is staying safe, and I hope everybody is being smart. I hope everybody is loving yourselves. You're taking care of yourselves. You are getting to know the real you. You are going inside to find out who you really are, what you really want, what your real desires are, what your true purpose or purposes are as far as your time here in this 3D realm. I just hope everybody's doing well. I hope everybody had a wonderful Thanksgiving for those of you who celebrate Thanksgiving. And for those of you who don't, I still hope you had some good meals. But I just wanted to come spend a little time with y'all, share a few thoughts with y'all. That's what I came for today. Now, there are three things that I want to touch on. I want to touch on gratitude and how important gratitude is in this life if we're trying to manifest anything. And, manifest is, yes, it's a spiritual word, but manifest is not some word that means that magical things are going to happen and all of that. No, to manifest something just simply means that you realize it or it is revealed in this natural realm. In this realm of the five senses, you reveal it, or it comes to fruition in this realm where you can see it, touch it, taste it, feel it, hear it. You can experience it in this natural realm with your natural senses, your five natural senses. That's all manifestation means. The Bible talks about manifestation. Of course, in the spiritual arena, they talk about manifestation. In the metaphysical world, they talk about manifestation. Manifestation is just simply realizing something or revealing something or causing something to come to fruition here in this natural realm where you can experience it with your five natural senses. It's not magic. It's not mystical. It's just you taking the necessary steps and you doing your part to manifest your dreams, which means to manifest simply means to bring them to fruition so that you can experience them here in the 3D. And there are certain things that you have to do as this spiritual being, as this God having this human experience. There are certain things that you have to do. And then there comes a time when you just have to trust the process. Trust the universe, God, source, whatever you want to call it, to do the rest, to do the part that you can't do. Because yes, you are just a little limited, just a teeny weensy bit limited by this flesh. But if you forget about this flesh and you forget about this avatar body and you think about how much spiritual power you are and that spiritual being that you are is what's controlling this physical body, then you can accomplish a whole lot of stuff that you thought was impossible. Why? Because the universe is infinite. There are unlimited possibilities as far as the universe is concerned, and you are a part of the universe. You are made up of, your physical body is made up of the same stuff that the universe is made up of. So there's nothing that you can't do, and we've heard that all our lives. I mean, there's nothing that you can't do that you don't, that if you put your mind to it. If you put your mind to it. Why? Because it's a mind thing. It's about getting your mind right. Okay? So there are three things that I want to touch on real brief that are very, very important. And they're very key to anything that's going on in the spiritual realm. And they're key to just everyday life. They're key to just whether you're a spiritual person, a quote-unquote religious person, whatever. These three things are key to your success. Right? And life will cause us to bump into situations to make us experience these three things on a higher level, right? And those three things are gratitude, trust/faith, and responsibility. Gratitude, trust/faith. So when I say trust and faith, I'm going to use them interchangeably for this purpose, and responsibility, right? And of course, the very, very first one is responsibility. You have to take responsibility. You have to take responsibility for your own life. You have to take responsibility for where you are in your life. You have to take responsibility for the choices that you have made, because where you are today is because of the choices that you made yesterday or the day before yesterday or whatever. And you have to take responsibility for those choices. You have to take responsibility for the condition that you are in. Now, that doesn't mean that there might not be other forces or other outside forces or external forces or whatever that contributed to you being where you are, and you having the mindset that you have and the belief system that you have or whatever. But you have to take responsibility. You have to say, well, despite the fact that this, that, and the third, or this person or that person, or my parents, or the way I was raised, or society, or the traumas that I've had in my past, despite all of that, I'm going to take responsibility, and I'm going to say, okay, from this point on, it's all up to me. It's all up to me. I decide from this point on where my life goes, because I realize that I am the God of my life. I am the creator of my life. I am the manifester in my life, and I have total control. Nobody else, no group of people, my past traumas, my past hurts, society, my parents, nobody has control over me and my life but me. So at this moment, I'm taking responsibility. I'm taking the responsibility to change whatever mindsets I need to change whatever thoughts I need to change whatever actions I need to change whatever words are coming out of my mouth that I need to change. I take full responsibility for making the necessary changes in my life that I need to make so that I can create the life that I want. That's the first thing, responsibility. Taking complete responsibility. And like I said in a past video, just because you take complete responsibility, well, I said this in the Spotify episode that I did about reparations. Just because you take full responsibility, that doesn't then say that the other people are not responsible. That does not then exonerate them. They still have to experience what they have to experience because of whatever part they played, whether it be negative or whether it be positive, whatever part they played in helping you get in the situation that you're in now. So you taking full responsibility doesn't exonerate anybody else. It's just you taking your power back and saying that no longer will I be the victim. No longer will I allow anybody else to control my life, to control the outcomes in my life, to control the decisions that I make, to control what my life looks like, the circumstances that I find myself in. You just take complete control. And when you take complete control, you take your power back. You take your power back. And you have to realize that you are strong enough. You are wise enough. You are worthy enough to take back control of your life. You have a right to take back control of your life. You have a right to take your power back and to fully operate within your power, because you as a spiritual being, you as someone who is connected to divinity, connected to source, connected to all things, you are very powerful. And you have a right to operate in your power for your life. And you don't have to feel guilty about it. As long as you're using your power to benefit you and to benefit your loved ones and not to hurt anybody else, then you have the right to completely and totally 100% operate in your power for yourself, so that you can change your environment, so that you can change your circumstances, so that you can change everything around you. Because if you don't, nothing will happen. That's just like you can have a multitude of people around you speaking all kinds of positive things about your life and speaking all kinds of positive things about you. If you're not speaking those things, if you're not thinking those thoughts about yourself, if you don't believe that those things that these people, these positive things that they're saying about you are true, then all of that positivity that they're speaking won't change your circumstances, won't change your life, won't change you one bit. But on the flip side of that, you could be surrounded by people that are speaking negative against you, people that are lying on you, people that are trying to cast spells on you with their words and all of that. And as long as you don't believe that, as long as you don't buy into it, as long as you know who you are and you're operating in your full power, none of that negativity can affect you. So it's all about you. It's all about you. It's all about what you think. It's all about how you feel. It's all about what you believe about yourself. It's all about what you're thinking about yourself. It's all about what you're saying about yourself. That's what's going to have the impact in your life, not what anybody else is doing. So that's the reason why responsibility is the number one, and it's the first one. You have to accept responsibility and say, okay, I grew up with a certain set of beliefs. I grew up with certain mindsets. I grew up feeling a certain type of way about money, about prosperity. I grew up a certain kind of way, feeling a certain kind of way about trauma, about relationships, and all of that. And I see now that I need to change these mindsets. I need to change the way I think. Even the Bible tells you that you don't conform to this world, but you be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. Which means you renew your mind, which means you reprogram that brain of yours, which is a computer, and it can be reprogrammed. And if you hanging around a bunch of negative people, or you dealing with a bunch of negative people, or you find yourself constantly in negative situations or whatever, then you have to take responsibility to remove yourself and separate yourself from those people, those situations. And then you take responsibility to find people who are doing things positive, who are thinking positive, who are moving in a positive direction. And you try to connect yourself with folks like that. Because that will help you change your mindset. It will help you change what you're thinking. Even if it's no more than starting out just like this. Listening to YouTube videos. Going on TikTok, listening to positive, spiritual, inspirational TikTok videos. Instagram. You'll find a source. Find a source of somebody that's speaking positive. Somebody that's doing positive things. Somebody that's moving in a positive direction. Somebody that's telling you that you're worthy. Somebody that's telling you that you are enough. Somebody that's telling you that you can heal from your past traumas, that you can change your mindsets. Somebody who's telling you that you can have a good life. You can live a good life. But it all starts with you. So then after you move out of responsibility. You have now accepted responsibility. You have now looked at your own life. You have now looked within. You have now taken the time to listen to your own thoughts and pay attention to what you're thinking and what you're feeling. And you realize, okay, I need to make some changes in me. I'm going to forget about trying to change the external world. I'm going to forget about trying to change everybody around me. And I'm going to make some changes in me. And then you begin to do the research. You begin to find, like I said, these positive people to listen to, these positive people to connect with, these positive people that are trying to uplift you, these positive people who are trying to help you train your mind to think a different way. They're trying to help you renew your mind. They're trying to help you reprogram your computer. Then you have to step into gratitude. You have to step into just being grateful for where you are, being grateful for what you already have, being grateful for the abundance that's already around you. And for some of you guys, I know you may think that that's hard because some of you are in bad situations. Some of you are in situations where you don't see a way out. But if you stop just for a minute, there's got to be at least 1-2 things that you can be grateful for. 1 or 2 things that you can say, okay, this could be worse. This situation could be worse. So I'm grateful that my situation isn't worse. You understand? It may be a case of you can look at somebody else's situation and it looks like their situation is worse than yours. Well, at least at that point you can say, well, I'm grateful my situation isn't like that. I'm grateful my situation isn't that bad. You got to find something to be grateful for. You've got to find something to appreciate about yourself and about your life. Because if it's one thing I've learned in this almost 58-year journey is that no matter how bad your situation appears to be to you, there's always somebody out there and their situation is a lot worse. And if you knew that, you understand, it would make you say, oh wow, you know, thank goodness my situation ain't that bad. Thank goodness, you know, it's not like that for me. So you have to stop. And you have to look around you and you have to find something to be grateful for about yourself. At least 2 or 3 qualities that you know you have, that you're grateful that you have. The ability to survive. Be grateful that you know how to survive. Be grateful that you know how to take a little bit of something and turn it into enough. If you're homeless and there's a shelter that you can go to, be grateful that there's a shelter that you can go to so that for the night you have a roof over your head. If you got any food in your house at all, if you got a house, be grateful that you got a roof over your head. If you got any food in your house at all, be grateful that you can eat something. If you know how to take 15 cents and turn it into $1, be grateful that you know how to do that. There's got to be something about you that you can be grateful for. Then once you find 2 or 3 things about yourself that you can be grateful for, then you look around you and you look around your life and you find other things in your life that you can be grateful for. If you only have one friend, but that's a good friend, and that friend always got your back, be grateful for that friend. If you think you are alone and you have and you don't think you have anybody as far as another human being to have your back or to be there with you, but you got a cat or you got a dog that's always there with you, always there for you, be grateful for that cat and that dog. There's always something to be grateful for in any situation, no matter how bad it may appear to be. If you stop for a minute and really look at that situation, there's something in it to be grateful for. And you have to be grateful. You cannot walk around all day complaining, I don't have this, I don't have that. My life ain't this, my life ain't that. I ain't worth a shit, I'm a loser. And you can't do that. You can't do that and expect to create anything better. Because all the universe, we've already talked about this, all the universe can give you back is what you give to the universe. So if that's the energy that you're putting out, then that's the energy that the universe is going to send back to you. Because without realizing it, that's what you're telling the universe you want. So you got to change up the energy. You can't keep calling yourself a loser. You got to call yourself a winner. I'm a winner. I'm going to win today. I'm winning today. I'm worthy of good things. I'm worthy of having good things in my life. I love myself. I don't care what your past look like. I don't care what you have done in your past. I don't care what kind of trauma you have faced in your past. I don't care. At this moment, you have to look at yourself and say, I'm worthy. You have to first forgive yourself. I forgive myself for the bad decisions that I have made. I forgive myself for the bad things that I have done in my life. I forgive myself for making decisions that have led me to this bad place in my life. I forgive myself for allowing the trauma in my past to keep haunting me and keep hurting me and keep making me repeat the same cycles over and over and over again. You have to forgive yourself, and then you have to begin the process of loving yourself and just being grateful for the breath that you breathe. Just being grateful that when you woke up this morning, you could breathe. Some of you, when you woke up this morning, you were able to get up and do everything that you needed to do for yourself without any help. That's something to be grateful for. But you have got to accept responsibility for changing the way that you see yourself. Because you can never be any more than what you think you can be. You can never do any more than what you think you can do. You can never have any more than what you think you can have. So that's the reason why taking responsibility for your life, taking responsibility for yourself is so important. Because now you have to change how you feel about you. You have to change what you think about you. Don't worry about what nobody else thinking about you. It don't matter. Don't worry about what nobody else saying about you. It don't matter. What you think about you is what matters. How you feel about you is what matters. What you are saying about yourself is what matters. So right now, I don't care how low you may be. I don't care how bad your situation may look or whatever. Right now, I want you to stop and say out loud, I am worthy of having a good life. I am worthy of love. I'm worthy of peace. I'm worthy of joy. I'm worthy of wealth. I'm worthy of having the good things in life. Because you are not your past. You are not the things that you have done. You are who you say you are. You are who you believe you say you are. So you got to stop downing yourself. You got to stop beating yourself up. Take responsibility and say, I allow myself to be a better person. I allow myself to think better thoughts about myself. I allow myself to feel better about me. And then I'm grateful. I'm grateful that I'm listening to this YouTube video. I'm grateful that this video found me. I'm grateful that there's somebody else out there that's thinking about me enough to do a YouTube video and speak directly to me, because I'm speaking directly to some of you guys. If you're in a situation where you're sleeping in your car, I'm grateful I got this car to sleep in. If you're homeless and you're sleeping under a bridge, I'm grateful that I have this bridge to sleep under. I'm grateful I woke up this morning, because when I woke up this morning, that means that there were all these brand new possibilities and all these brand new opportunities for me. So instead of complaining about what you don't have, instead of constantly talking about what you don't have, instead of constantly talking about what's going wrong in your life, instead of constantly talking about the people that have mistreated you or the people that have done you wrong, think about that one person that did you right. Think about that one thing that went right for you. Think about that one person that offered you $1 or $5 for you to go get you something to eat. Think about that one thing or that one person, that one event that did go right for you. Concentrate on that. Be grateful for that. Replay that over in your mind, over and over and over and over and over again. Every time your mind wants to go back to that negative stuff, every time your mind wants to go back to that trauma, say, no. Speak to your mind out loud. Say, no, we're not going back there. We're going to think about this situation when somebody came through for me. When things worked out the way they were supposed to work out for me. When I had a real good day. And concentrate on that and be grateful for that. Be grateful for the things, and they may be small things. They may be small things that might seem insignificant or minute to other people. But to you, it's that one thing that you can hold on to and be grateful for. And if you continue to be grateful for that one thing, bit by bit, you'll start seeing other things to be grateful for. And before you know it, you find this plethora of things that you can be grateful for. But you got to be grateful. Because then you're sending the universe that energy of gratitude, that energy of gratefulness, that energy of being thankful for what you have and acknowledging what you do have instead of constantly talking about what you don't have. Because the more you acknowledge lack, the more you acknowledge what you don't have, that's what the universe is going to keep sending, because that's the vibe that you're sending out. And that's what the universe thinks you want. So the more that you're grateful, the more things the universe will send in your life for you to be grateful for, so that that energy can multiply. And you can send that energy out more and more, and then more and more you get that same good energy back. So when you first get up in the morning and your first mind wants to run to, oh shoot, I don't want to go on this job today. No, stop. I'm grateful for this job. I'm grateful that this job allows me to have the money that I need to do this, that, and the third. So I'm grateful for this job. Oh, I don't want to deal with these people today. No. I'm grateful for the opportunity to communicate with people, for the opportunity to interact with other human beings. Now, those folks who are deep in the metaphysical world say that there is no glass. But because I'm not that deep, you understand what I'm saying? I'm deep, but I'm not that deep. And because I may be dealing with people that are not that deep, we ain't got there yet. Okay, I'm going to say it like this. We're going to have to stop looking at the glass as half empty and start seeing it as half full. It's all about perception. It's all about how you perceive something. It's all about your perception. You can either perceive something in a negative way or you can perceive something in a positive way. But you have to be responsible for deciding which way you're going to perceive things. That's the reason why, again, responsibility is that first one. And then after that, gratitude. Just constantly. I mean, make a practice of constantly during the day looking for something to be grateful for. And being grateful for it. And I mean really being grateful for it. To the point where you start feeling that emotion of gratitude coming up inside of you. And it may be hard when you first start. It may be hard when you first start trying to do this. Because you're reprogramming your mind. And those old beliefs, those old mindsets, those old thoughts, they're going to struggle. Because they want to stay right where they are. They don't want to change. So you're going to find yourself fighting with your own mind for a minute. But just keep on fighting. Just keep on letting your mind know, I'm the one that's in control. I'm the one that's running this show. And this is the way we're going to do this thing. We're going to be positive. We're going to find stuff to be grateful for. We're going to change the way we think about things. We're going to change the way we think about ourselves. And then start speaking positive stuff. Start speaking life into your... The Bible plainly told you, for all you religious folk to think that there's some kind of difference and that the Bible is just this religious book. No, the Bible is a spiritual book. The Bible tells you that the power of life and death is in the tongue. Meaning, you're going to either speak life into something or you're going to speak death into it. Start speaking life into yourself. Start saying positive things about you. Like I said, the main thing is start finding things about yourself to be grateful for. I mean, if you used to be a crook, let's be real. If you used to be a crook, then say, well, I used to be the best crook out there. And that same set of skills that you used to be a crook or a criminal or whatever, you can turn around and flip those same skills and use them in a legitimate business. I've always said real drug dealers are the greatest entrepreneurs. Take that skill set and flip it over into something legitimate, a legitimate business, and watch it boom. It's all about perception. If you used to be a prostitute and folk run around talking about you ain't shit and you ain't gonna never be shit because you ain't nothing but a hoe and all of that, okay, then I was a good one. I was a good hoe. And the same skill set that taught you how to sell yourself, you use that same skill set to sell yourself, but to sell yourself in the right way. Now you are a brand. Now you thinking about starting your own business. Okay, well, you promote and sell yourself the same way you did when you was on the street selling yourself. But now you're not selling your body. Now you're selling this talent that you didn't know you had. This talent that you realize you have. This talent for getting people to listen to you. This talent for getting men to pay attention to what you got to say. It's all about perception. And it's all about you taking responsibility to switch the thing up. Switch it up. And be grateful for those lessons that you learned, for those skills that you might have had to learn because of your past trauma, because of the past life that you had to live, because you had to learn how to survive on the street, because you had to learn how to take care of yourself by any means necessary. Because of that, you learned a certain set of skills. Be grateful for those skills. And instead of using those skills for the negative, now you use those skills for the positive. You find a way to flip those skills, to switch it up. But be grateful for whatever happened that brought you to a point where you had to learn certain things. You had to learn how to do certain things for yourself. You had to learn how to take care of yourself. You had to learn how to survive. Now you have survival skills. And when everybody else struggling because they don't know what to do, because you have this skill set, you know what to do. You know how to survive. You know how, like I said, to make $1 out of 15 cents. That's something to be grateful for, because everybody don't know how to do that. Now, I want to take you to a scripture in the Bible for you religious people. I want to take you to the scripture in the Bible. It's Matthew chapter 13, verse 12. And I'm going to read it to you first out of the King James. For whosoever hath, to him shall be given, and he shall have more abundance. But whosoever hath not, from him shall be taken away even that he hath. All right. Now I'm going to read it to you in a little bit more plain. This is the English Standard Version. For to the one who has, more will be given, and he will have an abundance, which means it's going to be given to him to the point where he has an abundance, which means plenty, a whole lot, right? But from the one who has not, even what he has will be taken away. Why? Because the one who has not is walking around complaining all the time, talking about what he don't have. I don't have this. I don't have that. This ain't going right for me. That ain't going right for me. So because you constantly complaining and you're not grateful for what little bit you do have, even that little bit is going to be taken away. But the one who over here who has some, and he's being grateful for what he has, even more is going to be given to him until his becomes an abundance because he's being grateful. He's not worried about what he don't have. He's being grateful for what he does have. And he's trying to expand and trying to grow what he does have instead of complaining about what he don't have. So while you walk around here talking about you don't have anything, and you don't have anything to be grateful for, you don't have this, you don't have any money, you don't have this, you don't have that. Okay, well, that's what you're telling the universe. You don't have it. So that teeny weensy little bit that you got, that you should have been grateful for, the universe is going to go ahead on and take that because you claiming you don't have nothing no way. But to this person over here that's walking around talking about what they do have and are grateful for what they do have, okay, the universe is listening. Okay, the universe is saying, okay, well, he got this and she got that. You know what I'm saying? And they grateful for this and they grateful for that. Okay, well, let's go ahead on. Let's give them a little bit more. And then they grateful for that. Okay, well, let's give them some more. And then they grateful for that until what you know, they are overflowing in abundance. That's the reason why you have to be grateful. No matter how little it may appear to be. You have to be grateful for it. And you have to walk around talking about what you have instead of what you don't have. You might be homeless on the street, but you got a cart running over with stuff. You know them homeless people push them carts and them carts be running over with stuff. Okay, be grateful for all that stuff you got in that cart. Every day, look at your cart and be grateful. Every day that you add another item to your cart, be grateful. Well, I added this to my cart today. I'm grateful. Now I got more than I had yesterday. I'm grateful. And if you keep doing that, the universe will keep adding and keep adding and keep adding and keep adding and keep adding until before you know it, you ain't homeless no more. But you don't wait until something great happens before you celebrate. You don't wait until something great happens before you're grateful. No, you start being grateful right where you are. Right where you are, you start being grateful. You know, and people might say, well, it's easy for you to speak because you got a house and you might have this and you might have that. Okay, some of us have found ourselves in a position where we were just one paycheck away from being homeless. Don't pay your taxes, you homeless. They're coming to take your house. You see what I'm saying? And there are things that I have to be grateful for just like everybody else, because just because I got a roof over my head, there are still other things that I want out of life. And if I wanted to sit down and think about all the things that I don't have, I could complain all day. But I have to be grateful for what I do have. I have to concentrate on what I do have. I have to speak about what I do have. So that I'm sending out that energy of gratitude, that energy of acknowledging what I do have, acknowledging what I've already created, acknowledging what me and the universe together as co-creators have already created. If you got relationships with your kids, relationships with your family, relationships with friends or whatever, and you lost those relationships, or those relationships are not where they need to be, or whatever, instead of complaining about those relationships and talking about, oh, my children won't do this for me, and oh, you know, this person ain't acting right, just be grateful for the relationships. Just be grateful that there are people in your life. Just be grateful that you have children. Just be grateful that you have parents. Just be grateful that you have siblings. Just be grateful that you had the experience of having friendship or what. Be grateful. And if you don't, and if you don't be careful being grateful, those very relationships might change. And they might become the positive relationships that you want them to be. Just be grateful. If you've had bad relationships, abusive relationships, or whatever, be grateful that you were able to make it out of that relationship. Be grateful for the things that that relationship taught you about yourself. Be grateful that you are no longer in that toxic, abusive relationship. So there's always something to be grateful for. So you got to learn to be grateful. Okay? So first is responsibility. Second is gratitude. And third is trust or faith. Right? And like I said, for this particular video, we're going to interchange the two. Right? And I'm going to give you a dictionary definition of faith. Which dictionary is this one? Okay, it don't say which dictionary this is. But this is it. Noun. Faith as a noun. Complete trust or confidence in someone or something. That's what faith is. Faith is complete, absolute, and complete and total trust and confidence in someone or something. And you're going to have to get to the place where you have faith in yourself. Faith in your ability. Faith that you are enough. Faith that you are worthy. Faith that even though it looks like you're alone, you are never alone. Now maybe you haven't gotten deep enough. Maybe you have not gotten aware enough to know that you have spirit guides, and to know that you have ancestors, and to know that you have these invisible, unseen forces around you all the time. But you are never alone. And if you open yourself up to them, call out to them, ask them for help, ask them for guidance, ask them to let you know that they are there, and you open yourself up to this, and don't get stuck in believing that it's foolishness or it's voodoo or it's evil or whatever. They will let you know that they are there. But you are never alone. But you've got to have faith that you are never alone. You've got to trust yourself and have complete trust and confidence in yourself, in what you are capable of doing. In the fact that you have this awesome creative power inside of you. And then after you learn to trust yourself and have complete trust and confidence in yourself, then you have to have complete trust and confidence in the universe, God, source, whatever you want to call it. To know that they are working behind the scenes and that they are there for you. They got your back. Whatever you send to them, that's what they're going to send back to you. Because they're paying attention to your energy. That's the reason why your energy, your thoughts, your feelings, your words all have to be in alignment with each other. They all have to match up with each other. They all have to support each other. What you're saying has to support what you're thinking. What you're thinking has to support what you're feeling. What you're feeling has to support what you're saying. And what you're doing, all of these things have to support each other. They have to be in alignment with each other. And once your thoughts, your feelings, your words, and your actions start lining up with each other, then that's when major change starts happening in your life. You can't be saying one thing but thinking something else. You can't be thinking one thing but doing something else. You can't be saying one thing and doing something else. You can't be thinking one thing but feeling something else. No. Your thoughts, your feelings, your words, and your actions have to align with each other. They have to support each other. And when all of that stuff gets in alignment, then that's when things start happening in your life. Good or bad. Positive or negative. But you have to be able to trust that the universe, your God, source, the universe, your spirit guides, your ancestors, everybody is working behind the scenes to give you exactly what your energy is telling them that you want. And that's your energy. Your thoughts, your feelings, your words, and your actions. Those four together represent your energy. They represent the vibration, the frequency that you're sending out. That's the reason why they have to be aligned with each other. Because if they're out of line, nothing can happen. Because now you're sending out all of this strange stuff and the universe can't really comprehend because the universe deals with energy. So whatever you thinking, that's what you got to be feeling. Whatever you feeling, that's what you got to be saying. And whatever you thinking, feeling, and saying, your action has to go along with that. Your action has to demonstrate what you're really thinking, feeling, and saying. And when all four of those get aligned, then that's this awesome energy that you're sending out to the universe, and the universe is going to respond to that energy. That's the reason why you have to take responsibility to pay attention to your thoughts and to pay attention to what you're thinking. You have to take responsibility to pay attention to what you're feeling. You have to pay attention to and pay attention to what words are coming out of your mouth. You have got to be aware of what you're doing, and you've got to be aware of, are all four of these things in sync with each other? Or is this one against that one? Or is that one out of line? And then you get everybody in line. Now your energy is aligned. And that's what you're sending out to the universe. And probably the reason why you keep creating this negative life that you're living, and you keep creating these negative situations, is because all of that stuff is aligned, but it's aligned negatively instead of positively for you. You're thinking negative thoughts, you feeling negative feelings, you saying negative words, and you putting out negative actions. So it's all in complete alignment, and that's the reason why you just keep getting that back, because that complete alignment is what you're sending out to the universe. That's the reason why you got to check yourself. No matter how dark or how ugly it may appear, you got to go inside and you got to check yourself. Because that's what's happening. You're not checking yourself and you're wrecking yourself. Because you're not checking your thoughts. You're not checking your feelings. You're not checking the words that are coming out your mouth. You are not checking your actions. You just run around saying and doing anything. You just running around feeling any kind of way. And because you feel this type of way, you're going to do this dumb negative stuff. But it's your responsibility to check you. And once you've done all of this, once you've accepted responsibility, you're going in, making these changes that you need to make within you. You changing your thoughts, you changing your feelings, you're paying attention to your feelings, you changing the words that are coming out of your mouth, you're working on changing your actions, you're working on getting all four of those things in line and lined up with each other so that your energy can be aligned. And you constantly working on this. You got to be consistent. You got to be consistent. You got to be diligent. You got to be determined. And you're constantly doing this. Because that's all you can do. That's your part. That's the part that you play in all of this. Then you have to have complete and total confidence and trust in the universe, God, source, whatever, to do their part. And their part is to do whatever they have to do behind the scenes to bring you the stuff that your energy is aligned with. That's the reason why you have to be high vibrational. You have to stay. Remember that chart we did? Go back and look at that chart. You have to stay high vibrational. You have to stay above that line. You have to keep your thoughts high vibrational. You have to keep your emotions, your feelings high vibrational. You have to keep your words high vibrational. And you have to keep your actions high vibrational. And when they are aligned, in that high vibrational frequency, that's the energy that you're sending out to the universe, and all of that stuff that high vibrations produce is what can show up in your life. And you can't set a time to it, because you have to remember, as far as the universe is concerned, there's no such thing as time. Time is man-made. Time is something that man came up with. Time is a concept that man came up with, not the universe. And for you religious folks, if I'm lying, there's a scripture in the Bible that says a day and 1,000 years are the same with the Lord. Letting you know right there that he does not recognize time. Not in the sense that we recognize time. So that's the reason why you can't put a time on this. You can't put a time stamp on this. You just have to continue every day to be diligent, to be consistent, to be determined. That you're going to keep all four of those things. Your thoughts, your feelings, your words, and your actions aligned in as high vibration as you can, and keep sending that out to the universe. And trust the process. Trust that the universe is doing the part it's supposed to be doing behind the scenes. And don't get caught up in, well, I'm expecting it to happen this way, or I'm expecting it to happen that way, or I'm expecting it to come this way, or I'm expecting it to come by this certain time, or for it to come through this chapter. No. You don't know how it's going to come. You don't know how the universe is going to do it. That's what the Bible meant when the Bible said that God works in mysterious ways. His wonders to behold. That's what the Bible meant when the Bible said that God's ways are not man's ways, and that his ways are so much higher than ours. Because we don't know how he's going to work. We don't know how the universe is going to work these things out for us. We just trust the universe to do it. Why? Because we're doing our part. It's a partnership. We are co-creators with God. We are co-creators with the universe. And each entity involved has their job to do. I've always said this. God is not going to do our job, and we can't do God's job. So it starts with you building this trust, this complete trust in yourself, this complete trust and confidence in who you are, in the power that is within you, in your ability to help create this life that you want, to help create this situation that you want to live in. Then after you do the work, after you do the internal work, not physical work with your hands, although you might have to do a little bit of that too, but that's not what we're talking about. It's the work that you do when you go inside yourself and you make those changes. You make those changes in the way you're thinking. You make those changes in the way you're feeling. You make those changes in the words that you're speaking. You make those changes by doing things, but your actions complementing what you're thinking, what you're feeling, and what you're saying. I didn't mean to stay this long, but it's worthy. We really need this. And after you've done that, and you're building this confidence in yourself, you building this confidence in your abilities. You understand what I'm saying? You're being grateful for. You're learning more and more to be grateful for more and more things about yourself. And you're building this confidence and this trust in yourself. Then you have to have that same confidence and trust in God, the universe source, to do their part while you're doing yours. And if you get out of wondering when, and you get out of, not being so concerned about the when, and not being concerned about the how, just knowing, okay, I'm doing my part, it's got to come. See, that kind of complete trust, that kind of complete confidence says it's got to come. It's got to happen some way, somehow, which ain't none of my business, because that's the universe's part of it. My part of it as a spiritual being, as a God having this human experience in this human body, I'm doing my part. I can't do my part and worry about the universe doing its part. No. I got to have complete trust that the universe is over there doing exactly what needs to be done so that all of this stuff can happen in my life the way it's supposed to happen. And the way it's supposed to happen might be totally different from how you think it's supposed to happen. So that's the reason why you got to get out of worrying about how long it's going to take, worrying about when it's going to happen, and trying to control the how. Because the how is not up to you. The how and the when is not up to you. That's what they mean when they talk about divine timing. Because there are situations, there are people that have got to be moved. There are people whose eyes and ears and hearts and all of this got to be open. There are so many strategic things that go on behind the scenes that you don't know anything about. And that's the part that the universe takes care of. So that's what I wanted to bring to y'all today. We at an hour, so let me cut it out. But that's what I wanted to bring to y'all today. Those three aspects of this: responsibility, gratitude, and trust or faith. Whichever you can use either one of those words right there. Trust or faith. But understand, with faith, with trust, there comes a point when you just gotta know. You just gotta know it's gotta happen. It's got to happen. It's got to come to pass. It's got to manifest. You understand what I'm saying? It's got to come to fruition in this natural realm for me. Why? Because I'm doing my part. I'm diligently, consistently doing my part. I'm diligently, consistently taking responsibility. I'm diligently, consistently being grateful for what I already have and for what's already being done. I'm consistently and diligently checking myself, checking my thoughts, checking my emotions, my feelings, checking my words, checking my actions to make sure that I'm staying in alignment. And yes, there may be moments when things may happen, something might be said or whatever that might pull you out for a minute or pull you down into a low vibrational emotion for a minute. But if you constantly checking yourself, if you constantly being aware of what you thinking, what you feeling, what you saying, and what you doing, then you'll recognize, whoa. I'm getting out of alignment. Let me hurry up and think about something. Let me hurry up and involve myself with something. Let me hurry up and have a conversation or listen to the right music or something that's going to bring me back up into the high vibrational sphere. See, and as long as you're constantly, consistently, diligently doing these things, then you will constantly find yourself, it'll be easier and easier and easier for you to stay in that high vibrational state. And as long as you're there, just enjoy being in that high vibrational state. Just enjoy being stress-free. Just enjoy being in that place where you just ain't gonna worry about nothing. You have decided, you have made a responsible decision that I'm just not gonna worry. I'm just not gonna stress. I'm gonna trust. I'm gonna do my part and I'm gonna trust. I'm not dealing with the drama. I'm not arguing with nobody. You understand what I'm saying? I'm not gonna be depressed and anxious all the time. No, I'm just gonna stay high vibrational and I'm gonna trust. Just enjoy being in that place because it's a beautiful place to be in. But remember, those three things: being responsible, being grateful, and trusting. Get those three things together, and you'll start seeing changes in your life. All right? All right. Y'all have a good one, and I'll talk to you guys later.